So, what's up Tech Trekkers, and welcome back to Tech Trek TV. This is the place where future tech isn't just predicted, it's experienced. We've been watching the landscape shift for a while now, seeing the incremental updates, the minor software tweaks, and the yearly refreshes. But what we're seeing right now, in June 2025, isn't just another step in that evolution. It feels different. It feels like a genuine leap. This isn't about a slightly faster chip or a camera with one more megapixel. We're talking about foundational shifts in how we create, work, and even connect with the world and each other. The air is electric with innovation, and it feels like several distinct, powerful streams of technology have finally converged, creating a tidal wave of change. From the way our creative ideas are brought to life to the very fabric of our digital and physical workspaces, the promises that tech has been making for years are suddenly being delivered in tangible, usable forms. The future we used to see in sci-fi movies is starting to look a lot like our current reality, and it's happening faster than anyone anticipated. It's a pivotal moment, and it's easy to get lost in the hype. That's why we're here. We're going to cut through the noise and break down what's actually moving the needle. It's time to get grounded in what these advancements mean for you. Whether you're a creative, a professional, a student, or just someone curious about where we're headed. The seeds planted over the last decade are finally bearing fruit, and it's a harvest of revolutionary potential. Buckle up as we count down the 5 hottest technology trends dominating June 2025, and why they matter more than ever. Alright, so kicking things off at number 1, we have to talk about generative AI, and I know you've heard about it, but this isn't the text-to-image or simple chatbot AI of yesteryear. We've officially entered the era of fully multimodal AI. Think about models like OpenAI's GPT-5 and Anthropic's Claude Next. They've matured beyond just processing and generating text or images in isolation. Now you can give them a simple conversational prompt, and they can generate entire video sequences, complex interactive presentations, and even functional three-dimensional models, ready for printing or virtual environments. It's a complete paradigm shift. Imagine you're a small business owner. Instead of hiring a whole marketing team, you can now say, create a 30-second promotional video for my new coffee shop, featuring a warm, cozy vibe, upbeat jazz music, and shots of latte art, ending with our logo and address. And within minutes, you get a high-quality, editable video. This isn't just a tool, it's a force multiplier for creativity and productivity. The barrier to entry for high-level content creation is effectively being demolished, giving individual creators the power that once belonged exclusively to large studios and corporations. For developers, this is a game changer. They can describe a UI or UX concept, and the AI can generate the front-end code and a functional prototype. For teachers, it means creating dynamic, interactive lesson plans and visual aids on the fly, tailored to their students' needs. The workflow is becoming less about the tedious, manual execution of tasks and more about the quality and clarity of your initial idea. The AI handles the how, freeing up human minds to focus on the what and the why, which is where the real innovation has always been. The implications here are massive. It's not about replacing human creativity but augmenting it in a way we've never seen before. It's like having an infinitely skilled, impossibly fast intern for every creator, coder, and entrepreneur on the planet. The speed at which you can go from a spark of an idea to a tangible, shareable product is accelerating exponentially. This isn't just an update, it's a fundamental redefinition of the creative process itself, and we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. Coming in at number 2 is a topic that has lived in the realm of theory for so long that it almost felt like science fiction: quantum computing. For years, the biggest hurdle has been error correction. Quantum bits, or qubits, are incredibly fragile and susceptible to noise, which corrupts calculations. But in June 2025, this is no longer just a lab problem. Tech giants like IBM and Google, along with specialized players like Cubitron, have finally unveiled their first commercially viable, error-corrected quantum chips. This is the breakthrough we've been waiting for. So what does this actually mean for the real world? It means quantum computers are moving out of the research labs and into practical application. We're talking about solving problems that are simply impossible for even the most powerful classical supercomputers to tackle. In medicine, this is leading to drug discovery and molecular simulation at an unprecedented speed. Scientists can model complex protein folding to design new drugs for diseases like Alzheimer's or cancer in a matter of hours, a process that used to take decades of trial and error. In finance, these machines are running complex risk analysis and optimization algorithms that are far beyond the scope of today's systems, potentially predicting market fluctuations with a new level of accuracy. And in materials science, engineers are using quantum simulations to design revolutionary new materials. Think ultra-efficient batteries, superconductors that work at room temperature, or stronger, lighter alloys for aerospace. This is the kind of stuff that changes industries from the ground up. The key takeaway here is that quantum is no longer just a buzzword to make something sound futuristic. The milestone of error correction means we now have a pathway to scalable, fault-tolerant, quantum computers. While you won't have a quantum laptop on your desk anytime soon, businesses and research institutions are now tapping into quantum processing units via the cloud. This is the quiet, behind-the-scenes revolution that will power the next generation of scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements. It's happening now. Okay, for our third trend, we're shifting from pure processing power to something far more personal: AI companions and virtual beings. This has been bubbling under the surface for a while, but now it's hitting the mainstream in a big way. We're not talking about simple voice assistants that tell you the weather. We're talking about sophisticated AI entities like Replica 2.0, SoulSync, and Meta's ambitious Project Aura. These aren't just programs, they're designed to be companions, therapists, mentors, and coaches. These new generation AI companions learn and adapt to your personality, your communication style, and your emotional state with startling accuracy. They remember your past conversations, your goals, and your struggles. They can provide a non-judgmental space for people to practice social skills, work through anxiety, or simply combat loneliness, a growing issue in our hyper-connected yet often isolating world. They're becoming integrated into our daily lives, offering encouragement for fitness goals or providing a virtual shoulder to lean on after a tough day. Of course, this trend is walking a very fine line and brings up some deep ethical questions. As these AI companions become more human-like, the emotional bonds people form with them are becoming incredibly real. Where do we draw the line between a helpful tool and an emotional crutch? What are the implications for human-to-human relationships? Companies in this space are navigating a minefield of privacy concerns, data security, and the psychological impact of these long-term AI-human relationships. The debate is fierce and necessary, but regardless of where you stand on the ethics, the technology is undeniably here, and its adoption is surging. For many, these virtual beings are filling a genuine need, offering personalized support that is accessible 24/7. It represents a profound shift in our relationship with technology, from seeing it as a passive tool, to engaging with it as an active, responsive participant in our lives. This trend isn't just about code and algorithms, it's about the future of connection, mental wellness, and what it means to be human in a digital age. At number 4, we have the tangible evolution of how we work and interact with digital information spatial computing. This is the convergence of augmented and virtual reality, and it's finally breaking out of the niche gaming market and into the professional world. With the second generation of devices like the Apple Vision Pro 2, the much more accessible MetaQuest XR, and Microsoft's enterprise-focused HoloLens Horizon, the promise of a truly immersive, productive workspace is becoming a reality for a lot more people. Forget being chained to a desk with a few physical monitors. Imagine putting on a lightweight headset and seeing your entire office laid out in the space around you. You can have a dozen virtual screens of any size, floating exactly where you want them. You can pull up a 3D model of a new product and walk around it, manipulate it with your hands, and collaborate on the design with a colleague who appears as a photorealistic avatar right next to you, even if they're on the other side of the world. This isn't just a gimmick, the enterprise adoption is what's driving this trend. Architects are using it to walk through buildings before a single brick is laid. Surgeons are using it to overlay patient scans onto their view during complex operations, increasing precision. Manufacturing teams are using it for remote training on complex machinery, drastically reducing costs and risks. The key here is the blending of the physical and digital worlds into a single, cohesive canvas for productivity. The latest devices have solved many of the early issues. They're lighter, the displays are higher resolution with wider fields of view, and the hand and eye tracking is almost flawless. This seamless interaction is what makes it feel less like you're using a computer and more like you're just working. Spatial computing is fundamentally changing our definition of a workspace from a physical location to a personalized, dynamic, and collaborative digital environment that exists wherever we are. And finally, our fifth trend is one that ties all the others together and brings the future directly into our homes and daily routines. Hyper-personalization. This is the result of a powerful combination. The vast network of Internet of Things devices collecting real-time data, and the sophisticated AI we've been talking about making sense of it all. It's about creating experiences that aren't just customized, but are predictive and adaptive, anticipating our needs before we even articulate them. Think about your smart home in June 2025. It's no longer just about voice commands, it knows your routine. Your environment adjusts automatically based on data from your wearables. If your smartwatch detects you had a stressful day, the lights dim, the temperature adjusts to a relaxing level, and a calming playlist begins to play as you walk in the door. Your smart fridge doesn't just tell you you're out of milk, it knows you usually make a protein shake after a workout and adds the ingredients to your shopping list automatically. This extends far beyond the home. In retail, you walk into a store and your smartphone, with your permission, communicates with the store's system. Digital displays show you clothes that match your style, size, and previous purchases. In healthcare, continuous monitoring from wearables allows for hyper-personalized health advice and early warnings for potential issues, shifting the focus from treatment to prevention. It's about creating a world that is seamlessly and efficiently tailored to you as an individual. The goal here is to move beyond simple convenience and create a deeper, almost emotional connection through efficiency and attentiveness. The technology is designed to be invisible, working in the background to make your life smoother, healthier, and more enjoyable. Of course, this level of data collection raises significant privacy and security questions that we as a society are actively grappling with. But the pull of a world that understands and caters to you is incredibly strong, and it's a trend that is quietly reshaping our interaction with every piece of tech we own. So there you have it. From AI that transforms ideas into reality, to quantum computers solving the unsolvable, to workspaces that exist in the space around us, it's clear that June 2025 is a tech tipping point. The future is here. These aren't just isolated gadgets or software updates, they are interconnected currents pushing us into a new era of what's possible. The lines between our physical and digital lives are not just blurring, they're merging into a single, cohesive, and deeply personalized experience that is changing the fabric of our daily reality. The pace of change can feel intimidating, but it's also incredibly exciting. The best thing we can do is engage with it. I encourage all of you tech trekkers to explore these technologies, educate yourselves on their potential and their pitfalls, and find ways to elevate your own work and life with these new tools. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we build and participate in. So, dive in, experiment, and find out how this revolution can empower you to create, connect, and achieve more than ever before. That's a wrap from Tech Trek TV. If you found this breakdown valuable, do us a huge favor and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. We're just getting started, and now I want to hear from you. Which trend are you most excited about? Is it multimodal AI, quantum's potential, or something else entirely? Let's talk tech in the comments. Stay curious, stay creative, and as always, keep trekking forward.